All right, welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back from my existing subscribers. It's your boy 5 Stars here. We're going to go over the Metacritic scores of God of War. So far, this is the first day I've been able to see them. And out of the 81 critics, 81 of them have rated it positive, and over 20 critics have given God of War on PS4 a perfect score. So that leaves the dilemma of what is Xbox going to do to retaliate, as far as they haven't done anything since Horizon Horizon Zero Dawn, and they haven't really set anything forth that's going to be earth-shattering this year. From what I've seen, hopefully E3 will bring some new details, but they have to do something to combat this. So that'll be the premise of this video today. I think first we need to recognize how good a job Sony Santa Monica Studios has done on this game, especially given the fact that so many review copies have been handed out. And judging by the community on YouTube, you can just see that a lot of people want you to experience this game for yourself. A lot of the reviews, they don't have spoilers in them. And then when you look at them, they kind of just use the original. I think the furthest I've seen somebody use gameplay has been the first 2 hours of gameplay. And then after that, I haven't really seen anybody use anything other than regular fight scenes or non-story scenes, because they want everybody to experience this. It's a single player game, so yes, that also plays into it, but a lot of the times you see people playing Uncharted or any other type of game and they just kind of roll into it and let you know everything that's happening. I think that kind of goes to show the respect that the community has for this, this franchise as a whole. And now I want to talk about Microsoft and the disappointment that has been first party exclusives. PUBG is not a first party exclusive, it's a timed exclusive, and it's a game that was out on PC for almost a year prior to them bringing it out on Xbox, and it actually runs, looks, and everything better on PC. So they kind of just ported this game that is a decent looking game. If you didn't know the PC version existed, does not run the best, but for what it is, it's a decent game. And then that's pretty much it. You have your annual Forza. It's either going to be Horizon or it's going to be a main Forza installation. The problem with that is that it's just like, I feel like it's just like Call of Duty. When you get these annual installations, they kind of lose their flavor, and it just don't stick like they used to. So another Gears of War is not what this company needs to release. Another Halo game, although Halo is great, it has a lot of potential. The franchise is a long-running, well-respected franchise. I just don't see a lot of players giving up the games that are out right now, like Rainbow Six Siege. I don't see everybody leaving Rainbow Six Siege to go play a new Halo. I don't see everybody leaving Call of Duty, which was out at the same time as Halo when it was prevalent. And you see a lot of players that have switched from Halo to COD. I don't see those players going back to Halo unless something drastic happens. So with that said, what is there for Microsoft to do? They kind of have dropped the ball when it comes to dropping these games. And Sea of Thieves, it's not looking good for Sea of Thieves. I didn't play the beta. I got invited to play it like 2-3 times. I had no interest in playing it. It's just one of those games that, to me, it's not my cup of tea at all. And for those people that love it, that's fantastic. But there's a lot of people that are disappointed and a lot of people that just straight up hate the game. The most touted first party exclusive when the Xbox One X was being announced was Crackdown. I have literally zero interest in getting Crackdown. Like, I don't want to hear about it. If the trailer comes on, I'll watch it because I'll be watching E3. But other than that, like, I'm not seeking Crackdown information. I don't care. You have State of Decay 2, which I did not care about, I'll say, admittedly, at first, but I saw some gameplay of it and it actually looks pretty smooth. So I might end up picking that up on PC or Xbox. I'm not quite sure. It just depends how well it runs. Like, if it runs 30 frames per second on Xbox and, as PC does sometimes, like lets you run it at 60 or 100 or whatever the frame rate is, then I might end up getting it on PC. But if it runs on 60 on Xbox and I have some friends getting it, I might be interested in that, especially at the $30 price point. I think that's a decent price point for a fun time with your friends, like a PUBG price point. I think as a community, we need to get behind Xbox and put a little bit more pressure on them to release these games. They're already behind on the console market, and I have a theory that I'm going to share with you guys. Recently, the Xbox Game Pass allows you to get all Xbox exclusive games at the day of launch. right? I think the reason they did that is to prevent any more flops. Now, this could be for one of two reasons. Reason one is they just don't have a lot of confidence in their core brands, like their Gears of War or their core IPs. So Gears of Wars, the Forzas, they know they'll sell what they're going to sell. But they know they're not going to blow the socks off enough to toot like, hey, look at what we did, especially if it's not new. The last new games that they released that I bought were Quantum Break, which great looking game for 720p. That game actually looked really good. It just didn't hold my attention for long. And then Sunset Overdrive, which was an awesome concept, and I'm looking forward to playing the new Spider-Man from those guys. But the execution was kind of shaky, and at the end of the day, like, the game was a cool concept, but it never was widely adopted. Reason number two is a little bit of a smarter reason, is that, let's say, for instance, they release a new game, right? Let's say Ashen comes out and it sells 600,000 copies. And as an example, I don't know the Game Pass subscription numbers, but let's say they have 1 million Game Pass members, right? It sells 600,000 copies. They can now say that Ashen has sold or is available to, however they want to word it to make it actually correct, 1.6 million people. So the 600,000 that it sold, and you have the 1 million subscribers for the Game Pass, which, like I said, I don't know numbers. This is examples. But now you could say, you can combine the two and say it's available for 1.6 Xbox users to play. So I feel like that's what the tie-in to the Game Pass was. And hopefully, if that's the case, they'll take more chances and not risk the public humiliation of another fail. Because each time they fail, Sony gains ground, and they understand that. But it's just as bad as not trying. You know what I mean? So when you're not trying to put out anything, Sony still gains ground because they're releasing really good games and people are actually talking about it, which is the bigger deal. A lot of this comes from hype. Like, look at Fortnite. Fortnite came out free to play. A lot of people started talking about it. More people tried it. It was free, so there was no barrier to entry. And next thing you know, Fortnite is taking off. It's the number one played game like in history. So just that alone kind of sets the stage of what word of mouth can do in this industry. All right, well, that's pretty much what I needed to talk about, and I'm very excited for God of War to come out. It comes out on the 20th, I believe. Maybe I'll try to pick it up for my birthday. If I do get it, I'm going to try to stream the first, I'd say, 5 to 6 hours of it, and then I'll cut it off from there, because I don't want to get too far into the game where, you know, you feel like you don't have to get it, or you just don't want to buy it anymore because you know everything that happens. So it's going to be one of those things where I do try to stream, and maybe I'll just make it a topical stream where I talk to you guys about something or give you guys my impressions of the game as I play it. Let me know if you want to see it on Twitch or if you want to see it on YouTube. I may end up doing it on YouTube if I don't get enough responses, just because it's going to be to share my feedback with the community. So it's not just going to be for another video, you know what I mean? So if I do it to share the feedback with the community, obviously I'd want to do it over here on YouTube. All right, you guys be easy, and let me know what you think about Microsoft, what you think their next move is going to be, and let me know if you're going to be picking up God of War on PS4. All right, you guys be easy. I'll catch you next one.